Laborious Lovers. Today by
Liliane Andres, 16WG Sofia Mendiburu, IE University Comm Lab students.
Sometimes we ask ourselves if doing a lab is a good idea. Is the time going to worth it? How I am going to manage the workload? A lab is going to be useful at the time to get a job? These questions and more are the ones that our laborious lovers who are already successfully working are going to answer.
In this episode 1, we're going to meet Florian, an IE alumni that was part of the Financial Lab and is about to graduate this year, 2021. Right now, he's looking forward to work as a financial analyst starting in August. Florian is very ambitious, reliable, and diverse person from Germany. His dream is to have the opportunity to create something that will surpass him in any way.
Hi Florian, how are you?
Hey there, I'm very good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Of course, good, thank you. Why did you decide to study at IE University?
So actually that's a very interesting and funny story from my side. So back in 2015, I went to a fair in Germany, back where I come from, and I learned by accident about IE. In essence, I chose to join IE because they offered the dual degree as well in law as well as business. And that felt an opportunity for me because that's not very usual for programs in Germany. And then coupled with being given a scholarship from the IE Foundation, I definitely had to try it. And after I joined in, I really, really loved it and didn't regret any of my days at IE in the end.
And what made you choose the degree you study now?
So early on, throughout my Abitur in Germany, I realized I have a very good analytical skills. Math was always something I was really good at. And I had a general interest for business, banking and stuff. So therefore, the BBA was definitely a good choice. Nonetheless, I was always also very interested in things like justice and fairness. And always had affinity to those kind of things, and therefore the law component was definitely of my interest as well. And therefore, as I said, the dual combined just both perfectly, corporate perspective, and therefore I really enjoyed this program and chose it in the end.
Of course. How do you remember your days at the campus?
Since it hasn't been so long, I'm about to graduate in July of this year, 2021, but still when I see the buildings, when I walk around Maria de Molina, definitely I get a little sentimental because I know I will be leaving, definitely just with good memories. I had an amazing time on and off campus. The city of Madrid is just outstanding, amazing. So many things to do. The culinary experiences here, very affordable, but still, as great as it can get. Definitely take away some very, very good experiences.
That's great. Also, in your career, it is important to organize the time well because of such big amounts of workload. However, you also decided to join the lab. What made you decide to join it?
Exactly. Good question. For me, what essentially made me join the lab was the push on the one hand from Professor Paolo Giancane, who is the organizer of the Finance Lab. So I joined the Finance Lab, as well as a hard time securing an internship. So for me, what I thought always was that the lab is a nice starting point for first years or second years to really get some hands-on experiences, which is not only uni work, but actually related to some working party, right? Like for me, it was Arcano, Grupo Arcano, an investment bank located in Madrid, a small family office. And it's nice to get some practical experience already early on in your studies, which may then make you eligible for internships in the later years. So
of course,
having not been able to secure an internship for the first summer after my first year, I really, really thought the lab is a good alternative to get some experience in, and it definitely has proved valuable throughout my practical experience and for the career as well.
Okay, great. How was the working ambience in the lab? Were you guys a lot?
So if I recall correctly, I mean, it's been 5 years, but I think we were like around 20 people for the finance lab only. And then we were split into groups of three, usually designated one team leader. In the first year, I was a team leader with then two partners of mine, where we had been given a specific fund we needed to analyze and for which we needed to produce advisory presentation in the end, which we pitched to the bankers at Arcano. And overall, I think the ambience was always very, very good. We always like to help each other out. It was nice working on the one hand with the students, so with peers, to learn from them, because obviously people have more experience than others, but also then obviously you talk to the bankers and professionals like Professor Giancanes, who you can learn from a lot as well.
Yeah, okay. And which beneficial outcomes did you get out of the lab that you think they can contribute to your future career?
I think the lab was the first time in my life where I actually dove in deeper into the materials of finance. So having started with the coursework at IE, you started to get some grasp of what it is all about. But through the lab, you definitely have the opportunity to dive into it much deeper, on a much deeper level, and really build a foundation for the coming years. So that's definitely one of the benefits I saw, which helped me in interview processes, but also further coursework. Whenever terms like private equity and stuff came up, we from the lab had already a clue what was going on. So that's very, very valuable for a young professional like we used to be in first year. But nonetheless, I think also the network you get through the lab is quite crucial for us. Specifically, I was able to always get in touch with the bankers at Arcano, and wasn't the truth for me, but for some friends, through the experience of the lab, they were able to secure internships at Arcano later on, because they had this good relationship with the professionals over there, which they built during the lab. So that's a secondary benefit. And then the third benefit, I would say, is surely just get some record of practical experience on the CV early on, which then helps you secure further internships, so you can build up your practical experience on the CV, like it was the case for me. So those were like the main benefits, I would say.
Okay, perfect. And would you recommend other students to join a lab?
Absolutely. As I mentioned before, it is definitely a valuable experience through and through. And I think it is a very neat, kind of opportunity for specifically students in the first or second year, where it's still hard to, get internships, secure internships, specifically, for instance, in an industry that is as competitive as the finance one, right? So it can be really like a good starting point, and you may learn a lot and still obviously have fun while doing so. So I definitely recommend it. For me, it helped me a lot, and I'm very thankful for the opportunities that IE provided me with, right?
Yeah, perfect. So let me ask you one last question.
Of course.
Do you have a special moment you lived, either in the lab or outside the university?
Well, that's a very good question. Thinking about it on the spot, I don't think there's one specific moment that comes into mind. I think there is many for sure. For the lab specifically, I would say it is the final presentation to the professionals at Arcano. That was certainly fun to actually get some real feedback there. So you really get this relief of, hey, I've done something that is really valuable to them. So that is always nice and enriching for us as students, specifically when we're in like our, for instance, first year. So that can be like a motivation boost. But overall, in my uni days, over the 5 years, I think there's countless moments where I like to think back and have a laughter or just a good time. The friends that I've made, the connections that I've made, the people I got to know, the things I got to learn and experience. There's just so many that I'm happy and thankful for throughout these 5 years. So it really becomes hard to pick a point. But I do think one of these moments will be when the graduation is going on later next month. So I'll definitely look forward to that as well.
Of course, yeah. So great, Florian. So now we're going to switch it up a little bit. You probably already know that IE is having more and more students every year, and that there is a big opening happening next September, which is the IE Tower.
Of course.
Don't you think that is very exciting and such a big step for IE?
Absolutely. I think it is an incredible step from my east side to just manifest themselves in the skyline of Madrid. That really shows that the uni has come a long way, I believe. And I look at it with a little sad eye because obviously just finishing this close to the opening, it's kind of a shame because I won't ever get to study in the tower. But nonetheless, whenever I come back to Madrid, I'll be sure to visit. But yeah, it's a tremendous achievement from IE, and I'm very proud to see these developments and see the student body grow and the alumni network as well alongside. So absolutely amazing.
Perfect. All right. So considering you know which are IE's next steps, we have decided to challenge you a little bit and see if you know IE so well. So we're gonna play a game. And I'm going to ask you a few questions to see how much you know about the university. Okay, I'm going to ask you first one. So let's roll the roulette. Okay, you are lucky. This one is easy. I'm going to give you 3 options. So how many labs are there currently at IE University? 7, 12, or 14?
Let me think about this for 1 second, because I think it has changed since the time I did the lab 5 years ago. I think it has grown quite a bit.
Yeah, probably.
So I would just go with the middle of 9.
No.
Is it 7?
No, currently there are 14 different labs offered in Madrid and combined Madrid and Segovia. The different
I didn't know that.
No worries. The different formats that the labs offer are consultancy labs, entrepreneurship, social, aimed mainly for first and second year students. Although all students can apply to any due to the variety and interdisciplinary character, but no worries, it's okay. So I am afraid we don't have a lot of time left. We don't want to let you go without asking you for a relevant tip you could give to someone who is debating whether to join IE or whether to join the labs.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I'm a believer that we as students or we as people in general grow when we leave our comfort zones and we really try something new. And I believe that goes or holds true for both the lab as well as the experience at IE. First off, with IE, obviously it may be challenging moving to a different country with a different culture, different language, studying in another language than English. I think for some people, they may be a bit scared or anxious when they think about, should I pursue these kind of careers, these kind of degrees? But I want to tell them that it's absolutely worth it. I don't think there's many more experiences that are more enriching than diving into such a diverse group of people that IE holds. Sometimes it may be a bit hard to find a starting point in an industry like consulting, like finance. But I believe we should try to challenge ourselves and to really just go for it and try to learn as much as possible and push for the best. Because at the end, there will be a reward. At least that has been my experiences. And I believe anyone could grasp that. Absolutely.
Perfect. So thank you very much, Florian. Good luck in your life. And it was really, really fun to meet you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for taking your time as well.